Good evening, everyone. Hi Suresh, hi Kailash, hi Vijay.
Hi, good evening, Neeraj.
Good evening, good
Hi,
evening.
good evening,
Sampriti,
Neeraj.
kaisa?
Good
Good
evening.
evening, good evening, good evening, Suresh. So I think we'll start the session. Okay. So I'm audible. I'm very clear.
Yes, clear.
Yeah, we can hear you. Yeah.
Okay. No? Okay. Just one request: keep yourself in mute so that no one is disturbed. Okay. Good. So let's start the session. Okay. So now today I'll be covering this, covering about investing, about the bull market, IPOs, details about how we can get multi-baggers and psychology. Okay. So let's start. Okay. So references I have taken my own option trades, how I have done, and how I made money, how I lost money. I have taken some psychology, investing my own examples and all. And multi-baggers part, some I have taken from Mr. Siddharth Bhaiya. Okay, he's a chartered accountant. He's a fund manager at Equitas PMS. He has given one session on how to crack the multi-bagger code. Okay, so why Mr. Siddharth is because he's one of the best fund managers in India. Okay, delivered around 38% CAGR and 21x absolute return since inception last 10 years. Okay, so currently manages around $500 million. So a very good person we should follow actually. Okay, and then very good. And I have gained a lot of insights from Mr. Siddharth. Okay, so from that session also I have taken some extracts. Anyone who are new can please, I'll just post this or can subscribe to my YouTube channel. So we keep posting so many updates there. So I'll just post it in the chat section. So you can just subscribe and just search for Profit Tantra Financial Services in chat section in Telegram. So you will get the channel. You can subscribe it. Okay. So we have all the updates there in YouTube channel. So you can see all different sectors, healthcare, and fundamental technical analysis. All these things we have uploaded the videos. So if anyone who wants can go back and check the YouTube channel. Okay. So now let's start the session. So anyone who has traded in options here, anyone can just say yes in the chat section. Anyone who has traded in options? Okay. So I'm sharing my personal experience. Okay. So this is very, very important that I did options for almost 8, 9, 10 years. Okay. And one of the most important learning is that very hard to beat the other side of the market. Okay. So one very good example which I'll show you is this is 2014 election results where obviously BJP government came and everyone's so bullish. So this is on 14th or 15th May, I took the position. 16th May is what results came in 2014. And you can see I had 2-3 stocks, which I had very huge option position. My gain was around 4 lakh rupees. Tata Steel, so you can see this up move, right? Sudden up move. Yeah. Okay. Then IDBI also, it went up much better compared to your Tata Steel. So from 80, it went all the way to 115. So I had all these call options, 85, 90 call options, and made very good money. And anyone can guess how many months it took me to lose this 4 lakhs? Anyone, any guess?
Few seconds are enough, Neeraj.
Very good, Vijay. Options few seconds are also enough. So I was a little better. Okay, so I lost everything in next 3 to 4 months. All that 4 lakhs was gone. Okay, so then I reduced obviously from some 20, 30, 30,000 rupees. I made 10x, and then what happens is the biggest learning is what happens is once you make such large money, you feel like you're God. Okay, you know inside out everything. But then you can see what happened to IDBA Bank next. Correct. So it all the way it came down from the levels of 115 to all the way below that price actually 2014. Correct. You can see this. It went below that also. Correct. So slowly it will grind you actually. Okay. So that's the biggest learning. So whenever you have an optimism in your mind, so the biggest stop in your mind can be the biggest learning I can say is now when you see my last post. So now when you see my last post on RailTel, correct? Suddenly when something goes up so fast, and the moment you feel in your mind that you have the right recipe to make quick money, okay, that is the right time to sit back and think that whether you are doing right or wrong. Okay. So this is I'll recommend everyone that whenever in your mind you think you are doing very good and you know the markets, correct? That is the point to be very, very careful actually. Okay. So then what happens is again, so 4 years, 5 years, again small bets, but nothing much. And then every year when I used to file the return, my gains are holding gains, whatever I have hold and sold, profits are more, but options either it is loss or it is a small gain. So then I understood that it is not worth so much time and money that you spend on options. Okay. So this will happen every time. Okay. So please keep this in mind that whenever you get such kind of a feeling that you know the markets and you're getting very fast gains, there should be a mental stop. You should apply. Okay. So this is what happened actually. And now if you see the data, this is from SEBI, where 89% of the people are losing. That means 9 out of 10 people are losing. And average loss is somewhere around 1.1. And then slowly increased to 1.25 lakhs. Okay. So very, very important that you, if you are not an expert, okay, and because you are trading against FIAs who are moving crores of rupees. So I'll take one example of Tata Steel. Okay. So where though there was gains, anyone can tell like now what is the volume here? 1 day volume, you can see. What is the volume here?
मैक 12 तक का तो सपोर्ट है बेटा.
What is the volume? Tata Steel. How much volume is there? Single day volume? 1,230 crores. Oh, single day. Is it that someone has come and just sold 1,000 crores of Tata Steel? Yeah, she got up in the morning and said, okay, chalo, sell karte 1,000 crores. Correct. So you are fighting against FIAs, correct? This volume, if you see here, 2,500 crores. Suddenly morning someone comes up and says, chalo, aaj buy karte 2,500 Tata Steel. Is it possible?
No.
Will someone buy suddenly coming in the morning 2,500 crores of Tata Steel?
No, not possible.
Not possible, correct? So there are forces which are working in or against you. Okay. Now, very important point. Please listen to this carefully. Okay. Someone who is trading in options, what happens is now why you should have an edge. Okay. So now I'll share one data. We'll see an actual option premium. What is the current option premium for the next month? This is option chain. Okay. We'll go to the next month. Okay. Now, if I see current price is around 157. Okay. So if I see the strike, those who don't know, I have done a separate session. Maybe we can do one more, but just to make you understand. 155 call and put. Okay. So 155 left is call. 155 call is 10 rupees. Downside it is 5.5. So to make money, either your stock on the upside should cross 165, and on the downside it should go below 150. 15 rupees delta is there. And if you see the movement, correct, you can see I have put here ATR, average trading range. So can you see this average trading range is 5% and change is around 8 rupees, correct? So if you're not able to cross over and above, you lose money. And if you short and you go over and above, again you lose money, correct? So it has to be very, very precise month on month that how you are positioning yourself, correct? If stock doesn't move beyond that levels, actually lose money. And if you see, sometimes, most of the times it is in range. Okay, so for example, if you check, if you have to check, this is a range, correct? This is almost April to May, it is in a range, correct? Again, in between it went below and above, but again, if I go 1 month, again there is a range, correct? And if you don't exit immediately, you are greedy, you don't make money, correct? Any other stock you want? IDV, you can see the range. There's a range from last 4 months. So same range it is trading, 78 to 92, correct? Average to range of around 4%. That's it. 4%. That is the option premium actually. So you have to be very, very quick, very, very sharp. And that is the reason you don't make money in options. So you should know when that momentum is coming. If you don't have that momentum, you lose money actually. Okay. So very important to understand that forces are working against you. These kind of volumes will not come always. Okay. Mostly you will find in the range. This volume you can see, 1,000 crore volume. Correct. These are rare actually. So whatever you have earned some last 4-5 months can go back in next 3-4 months without any movement. Correct. So be very careful when you are trading in options. So much time and energy, if you put in analyzing the stock fundamentals, you will make more money rather than doing option analysis. Okay. So you 30, 40, 50,000 you will spend, and then maybe 10, 20, 30,000 rupees. Doesn't make sense. Correct. And then every time you have to be right. So my humble request is stop trading in options or futures. Future is again more risky because there is no limit to its loss. Options, to option premium you lose, but future, any large movement immediately you will not be able to hold so much, correct? So be very, very careful. Okay. Anyone has any doubt in this thought process? Future and options. My point is, if you spend so much time in stock analysis, you will make more money compared to future and option trading.
No doubt.
Okay. So you go next. So finally stop 2020, and then I have posted some live trades because COVID I had so much time. Okay, so 4-5 months we did a lot of options, we made good money, 3x money, and then we stopped again because obviously COVID slowed down, and then we had so much work in office, so I stopped. Okay, so needs a lot of time and effort as your competition with FIs. FIs move funds in billions of dollars. Okay, 9 out of 10 are losing, every loss is 1%. So practical example, I already shared Tata Steel and IDB. Okay. Okay. Now coming to bull market. Okay. So
Neeraj ji, just one question. Like, is it the same when somebody does options in index, like how about when somebody does it in Nifty 50 or Bank Nifty options?
हाँ तो पूरा कंट्रोल्ड है ना। देखो उसमें अगर बैंकिंग जो बैंक से आपके है ना, बैंक से तो 35% बैंक है। अब अगर मैं बैंक निफ्टी लेता हूँ, निफ्टी बैंक लेता हूँ, 35% वेटेज इज बैंक निफ्टी। बैंक निफ्टी मूव करेगा, निफ्टी आपको मूव कर देगा। खाली किसको हिलाना, आप साथ में कोई रिलायंस या टीसीएस को हिला दो, बस हो गया। तो इफ उसमें मूवमेंट नहीं आ रहा है तो आपका कोई मूवमेंट नहीं आएगा। निफ्टी में क्या हो रहा है, सी द मूवमेंट इन निफ्टी। ये अगर फेब्स टू मार्च लू मैं, मंथ ऑन मंथ, सॉरी निफ्टी, निफ्टी का जो मूवमेंट है एकदम स्लो है ना। ऊपर कमाओगे ना नीचे कमाओगे, कोई भी नहीं। देखो फ्रॉम जनवरी टिल अप्रैल 1000 पॉइंट का मूवमेंट, 1000 से 1500, बस उतनी। 600-700 रुपये प्रीमियम रहेगा। और अगर आप वीकली ऑप्शंस कर रहे हो तो जरा सा भी गलत डायरेक्शन हुआ, पूरा प्रीमियम भी जीरो हो जाएगा आपका वीकली ऑप्शन में। तो
ओके,
करेक्ट है, वीकली ऑप्शन में तो और आपके पास टाइम कम है। करेक्ट,
राइट, वीकली में तो टाइम कम।
और कम टाइम है आपका। तो कहाँ मूवमेंट, कहाँ पे निफ्टी में कहाँ से आएगा, इतने सारे सेक्टर है। ठीक है, मतलब वेटेज बहुत ज्यादा है ना। अभी रिलायंस को भी आप मूव किए तो बैंकिंग नीचे चला गया तो मूव नहीं करेगा। करेक्ट, सो बैंकिंग तो आपको बहुत प्रिसाइज कॉल लेना है, मूवमेंट नहीं है ना वैसा। और बैंकिंग में करोगे तो इतना ज्यादा वॉलेटिलिटी है कि एवरी टाइम यू हैव टू बी राइट। राइट, अगर आप दूसरी जगह हो देन यू डोंट मेक मनी। करेक्ट, एक एक दिन में 4-4, 5-5, 3-3, 2-2, 3-3% का मूवमेंट है। करेक्ट, और जो यहाँ पे होगा, सोचो ये इतना बड़ा गैप अप, जो शॉर्ट होगा वो तो निकल गया, दूसरे दिन निकला तो दूसरे दिन गैप डाउन हो गया 8%, फिर उसके बाद फिर नेक्स्ट डे 5% अप। तो कहाँ से कमाएगा पैसा। इतना प्रिसाइज होना, बाय द टाइम ही टेक्स पोजीशन पूरा गेम ही चेंज हो जा रहा है। प्लस लेवल ऑफ स्ट्रेस सोचो कितना होगा। करेक्ट, और फ्यूचर्स में तो 10x।
इम्पॉसिबल।
हाँ, फ्यूचर्स में तो और 10x स्ट्रेस है, उसको उतना ही एनालिसिस कर ले स्टॉक में, क्या दिक्कत है। और स्टॉक ले रहे हो तो जरूरी नहीं कि आज ही जाए, आपको मालूम है लॉन्ग रन में जाने वाला है तो 1 महीने के बाद भी जाए, कोई टेंशन नहीं है। वेयर ऑफ तो नहीं करना ना पोजीशन। करेक्ट है ना। तो ऑप्शन इन फ्यूचर, एक बार आई विल टेल एवरीवन टू एनालाइज स्टॉक एंड इन्वेस्ट, दे विल मेक मोर मनी 100%। स्टॉक स्पेसिफिक कॉल ले लो, ज्यादा कमाएंगे पैसा और स्ट्रेस भी कम रहेगा। करेक्ट, अब मान लो 2 लाख रुपए ज्यादा कमा भी ली इतना स्ट्रेस लेके, तो इज इट वर्थ टेकिंग सो मच स्ट्रेस मेकिंग दैट। अगर 10 लाख डाल के अगर 4 लाख कमा रहे हो स्टॉक में, और इसमें अगर 6 लाख कमा लिए साल में, तो 2 लाख एक्स्ट्रा कमाने के लिए जो अपन स्ट्रेस लिए साल भर, इज इट वर्थ टेकिंग सो मच स्ट्रेस। अदर वे टू लुक एट इट।
So Neeraj,
Yeah,
are you saying that these options and futures are not for retail traders? Is that the conclusion
100%,
you're drawing to?
100% that is. If I am taking so much stress for that extra 2 lakh rupees, correct, suppose my capital is 1 CR, 1 CR capital और 20 lakhs भी है, 20 lakhs to invest in a stock, और एक 20-30% का भी रिटर्न मिला तो 6 लाख रुपए। अब यहाँ पे अपन वी आर ट्रेडिंग अगेंस्ट FIIs। Even if I spend my day in day out and make 2 lakh rupees extra, suppose 6 lakhs के बदले 8 लाख कमा लिया मैं, और साल भर इतना मेहनत किया दिन रात एनालिसिस करके, is it worth taking so much stress for the full year for that extra 2 lakhs, or just buy good quality stocks and sit tight and make only 6 lakh rupees? What is better?
Obviously, the stock is better
Stock
because
is better ना, तो फिर
yeah.
क्यों इतना। और जिसमें probability is 90% against you, correct,
Hmm.
and here probability is 80 to 90% on your favor in case of stocks, correct.
Understood.
और उतने टाइम में इफ वी फोकस ऑन आवर पर्सनल ग्रोथ, मे बी वी विल मेक मोर मनी।
That's
अगर अपने,
exactly what I was about to say. So,
है ना, तो उतना
you
टाइम अपन पर्सनल ग्रोथ में करें तो मे बी विल मेक 3-4x मनी
correct,
और सैलरी और एनी अदर थिंग। करेक्ट,
correct. Less stress free, basically.
हाँ correct? Okay. Okay, so I'll move on. Okay, so this I have covered. Now, most important point is I'll do a poll now. I'll request everyone to take that poll. So now biggest question is, where is market now? Okay, so market is right now here. Okay. Again, I repeat, every session I tell, no one knows what is on the right side. Okay. 2008 में नहीं पता था राइट साइड में क्या पीक से नीचे आ गया. 2014 में नहीं पता था राइट साइड में क्या है जोन में था. अगेन कोविड, नो वन न्यू व्हाट इज ऑन द राइट साइड. एंड अगेन मार्केट इज रन अप, वी डोंट नो व्हाट इज ऑन द राइट साइड. ठीक है. बट व्हाट is there, plus what we will try to understand is there any difference between previous bull run, this bull run? And most of the time people say this time it is different, this time it is different, and then obviously we're scared whether it is different or not different. Correct. So we'll analyze all these scenarios, and for before that I'll just take a poll. Okay, so I'll share some few data points, basic data points. Okay, so Nifty in Jan 2003 was 1100. Okay, Nifty in July 24 was 24,500. Okay, so this is almost 22x in 21 years. That means we already have a multi-bagger index with us. So anyone who stayed invested, maybe some of us would have started job in 2003, wherein I started from the 2007 after completing CA. So I think if I would have just stayed invested in index, I would have made more money rather than doing all other kinds of stuff. But yeah, so 22x in 21 years means 100% return year on year, and has compounded around 16%. Okay. Now, question is where market will be next 20 years. So now someone who is 40, 45, 50 and stays invested for next 20 years, correct? Maybe he can. So the question is not at the end he will withdraw. Whatever amount is into equity part stays invested, and obviously in between he can withdraw as and when is required based on his financial planning. So I just want all of you to take this poll. I launch a poll. So where will be Nifty from here on, from 24,500 in next 20 years, if it is compounds? Okay, so I'm launching the poll. Everyone can see the poll in the screen. So I request everyone to take the. So if returns are continuous at 16% next 20 years, where will be the Nifty in next 20 years? So I've given different options. Second question is where market will be after 20 years if compounds at 20%. Okay, suppose 3-4% extra compound हो तो क्या होगा? Then what will you do if the market drops by 20%? This is just to help you understand how you think. So question number 3, you have multiple choice question. You can select 2-3 answers. And what will you do if your portfolio goes up by 50% in a year? Correct. So that also you can select. I'll request all of you to take the poll. I'll wait for another 30-40 seconds or 1 minute maybe. So this will be very good insight in terms of your understanding actually. Okay, how things are moving, and in terms of your psychology also. Suppose market drops 20%, what you will do, correct? So it helps you to understand your own thought process basically. I request all to, only 9 people
Yeah,
have taken.
mine is over.
I request all to take the poll. Take another 20 seconds. I'll wait. Okay, so I'll end the poll. Thank you all of you. Let's see. So I'll be sharing the results. Everyone can see the results. So, okay. So where markets will be after 20 years? Okay. Most of you is 4 to 5, 4 to 7. Market will be after 20 years, come on 20%. 8 to 9 lakhs. Okay. What will you do? Drops by 20%. Very interesting. Okay. We'll buy more. Above 50% profit. Exit stocks which are loss making. Doubt yourself why you bought the stock. So with me, sometimes it happens that sometimes I doubt why I bought the stock. Okay. And yeah, it's a loss making. I focus more on loss making stocks rather than booking profit on the stocks which are good, because they may continue to go up. Then what will you do if the portfolio goes up by 50% profits? Hold the portfolio. Very good. So fourth question, I think second point is very relevant. Hold the portfolio and let the profits. Very, very important. Okay. So good participation. Now let's see how it goes. So if, and I have taken 13% also. So now let's go forward. If market compounds at 13% for next 20 years. So what I have done is, I have reduced from 16 to 13 because now India is such a large market. Maybe it may not keep compounding at 16, but maybe 30. So even if it compounds at 13, it will be 2,82,000. Okay. So again, though it is not 20x, but it is again 10x, more than 10x. Okay. So even if now next 20 years, it compounds at 13%, it will be 10x. And on absolute return, 50% return year on year, you're getting on absolute return, absolute basis. Okay. So do you think it is a good return? Next 20 years compounding at 13%, 10x means 1 CR becomes 10 CR. Huh? Correct? Because
Yes.
I read this. It's a good return, correct? Compared to your FDs and all. So again, FDs may give lower return.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There is no stress here. We have only made one decision and we're waiting for 20 years.
Yes, true that. True. So, and if market compounds at 16%, obviously, I'm not telling it will keep compounding. I have taken a realistic 13%, but if compounds at 16%, you see the difference, correct? It will be 4,76,000 and 20%, it will be 9,39,000. So almost with additional 6%, it will be almost 3x more, correct? So that is the power it can compound. So now, what is the conclusion? Okay, very, very important conclusion is Nifty itself is a multi-bagger in last 20 years. So if we have not made so much money in last 20 years, again, what I did is the moment I saw this video, okay, by Mr. Siddharth, I was really surprised that I'm there in market and I've seen from 2001. And I was there in front of the screen when that 24/11 happened in World Trade Center. And I have not made, my money is not 20x, correct, in last 20 years. So even though the major money came after I started the job after 2007, but still the kind of money I could have made, I have not made. And then you sit back and it is like a shock for you, correct? Still, if you're not able to understand this part, that index itself has given 20x return and you are not made that kind of return, then there is something which is wrong. Please sit back today after the session, and I want all of you to think that if the kind of returns you have not made in last 12, 13, 14 years, index returns, which itself is a multi-bagger, then there is something wrong in our strategy. Okay, either in terms of stock selection, in terms of behavior, in terms of psychology, it can be anything. Okay, or in terms of savings, number one. And number two, whether my portfolio as a percentage of investment in equity is properly invested or not. Am I under invested or am I over invested? Should not be over investment also, because suppose there is a huge correction, doesn't match your profile, then again it's difficult. But if you are under invested, because last week I was having a discussion with my friend, he's just doing 10,000, 12,000 of SIP, very good returns, compounding around 18%. From last 10 years, he's very happy. Okay. And then when I had a detailed discussion after a long time, then I understood that savings around 70-80,000. The rest of the amount is somewhere is lying in FD, something in gold, some Sukanya Samriddhi, like that, and some RDs and all. So, and it is giving low return, and tax impact is also so high. So you are underinvested, very, very underinvested. And then we had a discussion and we have increased it to 50,000 rupees per month SIP. So you can see, so go back to your financial planner, discuss with him what is your savings and do, and be goal-based, do goal-based investing. So be very focused what you're doing and how much you're allocating. It should not be like you're missing the opportunity for next 5, 6, 7, 10 years. Correct. So did you remain invested or kept jumping in and out, not made money? So time to relook your strategy. Okay. If index is up 22, good stock 22x, imagine if you have a good stock selection, what wonders you can do. Okay. And so if you compounded 20%, 1 crore in 20 years, it will be 38 crores. So I've just given just one example that if you compound at 20%, obviously if you have a good stock selection strategy, you will compound at much higher rate compared to index. And that 1 CR, which can be 22 CR, which has become in index, that can become 38 crores. So hope you all understand the power of right kind of investing, right behavior, okay, and right strategy. If this is not happening, something you're doing wrong. Go back to the blackboard and think your strategy, okay. So if you compound at 25%, okay, where some people have done, you see the delta, 86 crores. So much delta is there. Okay, so please don't waste your time in terms of F&O. Have a right strategy and start doing the right things. Okay. So now, so anyone has doubt in this? So then I'll go to IPOs.
No, this is self-explanatory.
Yes, correct. Very good. Good. Okay. So now we will move to IPOs because I get so many calls now. People want IPO. Okay. So first point is I am not interested in IPO so much because I apply for 2 lots, 3 lots, you apply and then maybe 2-3 lakhs you would have invested, you will get some 10, 20, 15,000 rupees. Even if it will double, correct. Even if you double, 22,000 will become FUD. Your profit will be only 22,000. And if you have a capacity to invest 4-5 lakh rupees, only 3-4-5% will take care of your that 20,000 rupees, correct. So and you can continue to hold. It is not like you have to sell, correct. So why, and other reasons I will share now why I'm not so interested in IPOs. Okay. So when IPO comes, so let's understand that in an IPO, promoter is parting with stake in his company with public. Okay. So is it easy to share? Is it easy to part a share in your company which you have built with so much hard work? Is it easy? I'm just asking all of you. If you have started a company, will it be easy for you to part a certain stake with the share other third party?
No. No,
correct. Still, if someone is coming, when promoter will come for an IPO, when he will come, when market is good, when he'll get more valuation for his company, or when he will get less valuation for his company?
When he gets more valuation for his company.
Very true. Okay. So when markets are depressed, no one wants to come. When markets are doing good, they will come, and then whatever they are expecting, they are getting more than that. Correct. So when market conditions are good or bad, then obviously it's good. So pricing of IPO will be in favor of investor or against it. So from investor point of view, it is a good price or it is a bad price.
It's a bad price. Obviously, we're buying at a high value.
Very true. Very true, Danish. Very good. So whenever IPO is coming, 100% markets are doing good, and the pricing is against you. It is not in your favor. Correct? Because when market crash, you will see everything has dried up. There is no IPO market actually. Okay. So keep this point in mind. So what we should do is, whenever an IPO comes, it's always good to invest in a company who have 5 to 6 years of listing history. Now, I will detail upon why it is so good, why there has to be some history. Okay. What points we should check and what are the red flags. So what will happen is we will have some history that whether management is walking the talk or not. Okay, so you have con calls. First of all, there is no con call. Generally, you should try to stay away unless it is very good or you have some knowledge about the industry. But if management con call is happening, you can see quarter on quarter what they're telling, what they're doing. Correct, helps you. How they have utilized the funds from IPO. Correct. Now, those things I'll cover later. Red flags, not a thumb rule. After IPO, too much deviation utilization of funds. They have told we will put this plant, that plant, and suddenly plan has changed. They have acquired some other company directly. Correct. So totally there is a deviation in utilization of fund, because when you come with IPO, you have to declare what is the purpose for IPO. Correct. Increase in other expenses or consultancy expense compared to previous year. Suddenly, because there is a line item where you can do so many adjustments. Okay. Sudden jump in advertising expenses. Especially be careful with startups who are sponsoring events. Best example I can give is suddenly you will see startups sponsoring in IPL and so much. Correct, to gain popularity. Correct. So all that money which they raise from VC or from IPO is going for advertisement. Okay. Wait till the lock-in period of anchor investor is over. So very, very important that there is a lock-in for anchor investor. So for certain months, they can't exit. So most of the times in Paytm and all, you would have seen once that period was over, you see sudden exit from all these anchor investors, basically. Okay. Now I have divided it into two parts. One is income statement and balance sheet. What are the red flags in IPO? In income statement and balance sheet. The first is income statement is you will see suddenly capitalizing R&D and interest cost. Okay. So these are not only IPO. After IPO, these are general red flags also. Okay. So I have just mentioned, and this earlier sessions also I have told, like Laurus Lab, if you see, they mostly expense all R&D expenses in the same year. Sometimes Biocon, you see they capitalize some R&D expenses. Okay. So if you read the con call or if you see, once I have covered this also in my earlier sessions. So what is good? Capitalizing or expensing it out straight away? R&D expense, research and development.
Capitalizing is good.
So if you capitalize is not good, because when you capitalize, you are reducing your expenses. Actually, profit is coming more. So
Correct.
research and development, if you expense in the same year, your profit will come down. Correct. So you are doing the right thing actually. But what Biocon does is Biocon capitalizes it, and that particular year profit, what comes to the profit and loss is inflated actually. Correct. So unless you have found something concrete which can have a material benefit in future, you should capitalize. All R&D expenses, if you capitalize, then it is you are understating or overstating your profit and loss. Okay. Frequent large extraordinary changes. Okay. Then sharp decline in taxes, aggressive tax planning strategies, or potential tax avoidance scheme, or unsustainable tax benefits you are taking. Cash flows have become very low. Overstatement of revenue with one-off income. Okay. So you will see suddenly there will be one-off. Okay. So be very careful. Red flag in balance sheet is, suppose you have acquired some company and you're showing goodwill, too much goodwill from an acquired business combination. Okay. Increase days of receivable. That means when you are collecting the payment from your customers, the days have gone up. Earlier you were collecting in 50 days. Now you are collecting in 80 days. Correct. So 30 days extra your money is blocked. Correct. So suddenly when you see this jump, be very careful. Okay. Now rising inventory. So this is very, very common. It's a very, very simple example. Most of the times either your material is not moving. Correct. Especially in retail, you have to be very careful. Retail industry or manufacturing and all, where inventory is there and demand is low, your inventory is there for, earlier you used to sell in 70, 80 days. Now it takes 2 months, 3 months, 4 months to sell. Correct. Or maybe your product itself has become obsolete. Some new competitor has come. Correct. He's giving a better product at lower cost. Correct. So you have to be very, very careful when your inventory is rising. Excessive borrowing. Correct. So now you have taken a very high level of debt. Earnings are low, cash flows are low, and there is a strain in liquidity. Interest coverage ratio is very low. Correct. So you have to be very careful. Suddenly borrowings are going up. And rising loan to related parties. This is also very important. You take money from an IPO and you are lending it, giving loan to related parties, correct? So very important red flag, should never miss actually. So anyone has any
Related
doubt?
party is the company within the same group, huh?
Same group. So suppose what I do is, suppose I have a listed company
Okay.
and say I give it to my brother-in-law at say 5% or 6% lower rate, and then maybe he's investing to some other place, correct? So related party, what we generally do is we keep rates very low, correct, so that the other party gets the benefit, correct, like that. Or maybe we can take again a personal loan at the personal level, correct? So from company, money has moved to related party, and from related party again it may move to personal account also, correct? We never know, correct?
Understood.
Like that. Okay. Okay. Now the most important question. Anyone has any doubt in IPOs? I'll move on to next question. Next. Okay. So now biggest question is, will this bull market will continue? Because everyone has doubt, correct? So how many of you think that now that market can fall, or next 2 years market will not give any returns?
Nobody can tell that. Very
No,
difficult.
market will give return.
Okay. Okay.
It
So
may correct for some time, but it will ultimately it will give return.
so very good, Samnil. So, and Dhaneshwar, you are also right that we don't know what will happen. So that is also correct. So the point to ask ourselves as an investor is whether I am here for 2 years, 1 year, 3 years, or I am here for 5 to 10 years straight away. Because at this level, if you are only for 2 years in the market or 3 years, then what if market continues to go up for next 2 years and there is a COVID or there is a market crash for say it can be any reason, correct? So if you are for 2-3 years, then straight away answer is this is not the place for you to remain invested, as simple as that. But if you are a long-term investor, okay, 4, 5, 10 years, then definitely this is the place which we already discussed, that at 13% for 20 years, it can, even if it compounds 13%, 50% absolute returns, is a very good return year on year. Okay. So answer is, ask yourself whether you are for long term or short term. Anything less than 3 years, you should stay away. Anything more than 3-4 years is the right place to be, because you will be able to beat inflation and make a good, decent return. Okay. Now, how to analyze this actually? Okay. So what is the history of bull market in years? So whenever you see history, what happens is you will find some range and then you see breakout. Okay. So you see this range, correct? You can see this range, 2-3 years of range, and then there is an upside movement of 20-30%. Again range, again you see the movement. So this will always be there. And one more very interesting point is, whenever there is a correction, okay, jump is also very fast. Okay, the market recovers very fast compared to earlier days, where it used to take 2 years, 3 years kind of a time frame. Now, anyone can tell why it is so actually. That market corrects and it jumps immediately actually, if the conditions are good, like that.
Because economical conditions are better. And foreign FPI से ज़्यादा, I think DIIs, yeah, investment is more from the institutional investors maybe.
Yes. So anyone, how much SIPs are coming now, monthly basis?
Around 20,000.
Around 20-21,000 crores of SIPs are coming. Okay.
Which was around 4,000, 5,000
Yes.
3 years back.
Around 14 to 15,000. Now another 7,000 crores are added. And so that is one. Second, supply of money is also increasing. So even if the index level market corrects, as an investor, if you are in a quality stocks, then you may get faster return compared to the index also. Okay, because what you can see here, if you can see this line, no? This zone, correct? from 2011 to 2014, you can see this range, correct? This index below, you can see new high, new low. You can see new high, new low. This one, this is new high, new low. Okay, what is this is? In this time frame, how many stocks were making new highs and how many stocks were making new lows? So if I click on this bottom, okay, bottom also, if I click, you can see around 70 stocks made new highs and 22 stocks made new lows. Before that, 353 stocks made new low, 23 stocks made new highs, correct? So in the whole period, at least 200, 300 stocks are making new highs, means they're doing good. Some stocks are doing, definitely at some point of time are doing good actually. And if you're able to identify, even I'm telling in a portfolio of 30 stocks, you have 4 to 5 such stocks which are doing good. And some are doing okay and some are even going down. In the long run, you will make very good money actually. Okay. So that is why I don't have so many indicators or anything in my chart. I have just volume and moving average and this new high, new low indicator, and a difference. Means what is the difference between new and low? That is how helps me to understand the sentiment in the market actually, the difference between new high and new low. So you can see 353 minus 23, net new low is 330 here. Net new low is 330. That is 353 minus 23. So just to have an understanding net what is happening basically. And whenever you see this line going up above the baseline, you can see this small movement coming up. So this is a little technical touch which I'm just sharing with you. So in depth, someday I'll take in depth also. So this is what you see. Okay, so if your money is in the stocks, which are right kind of stocks, okay, you will be ahead of the market. And then when market will move up, you will make more money actually. Okay, so very, very important that you select the right kind of stocks, correct? So even if index is not moving, your portfolio will do very decently well compared to the index. Okay, anyone has any doubt in this part? Okay, so this is point number one. Point number two is because money supply is increasing. And second, the biggest differentiator what I see is if you see the debt at the corporate level, okay, is now at the decade low actually. Now corporates are repaying their money. I have if I'm attending 10 calls, 7 calls, I see that corporates are telling that 6 to 7 calls corporates are telling we are paying back the debt. Okay. Recent example I have shared, Time Technoplast, where they are reducing the debt. So every company, which most of the companies, they are in that zone where they want to reduce debt, and we are at the decade low of corporate debt, means it is at the lowest level in last 10 years. Okay. So what happens is when you have low leverage, you have good cash flows, you have opportunity to expand in a stress-free manner. Okay. And even if you want to expand, bank will be happily ready to give you loan because your cash flows are good and your financial position is very good. Okay. But retail loan, the retail debt, if you see the participation of retail, the contribution of retail loan is slowly going up compared to corporate. So that is a sign of little worry actually, because there again, if you go a little deep, unsecured loan, that is credit card loan, personal loan, that share is growing by 20-25%. So because of that momentum is there actually. But best part is corporates are repaying the loan back actually. Okay. So that is one reason I think that this rally may continue, and generally it continues. Any bull run continues for 3, 4, 5, 6, more than 4 to 5 years actually. Okay. So I think this may continue, may not be in the same pace, but same thing. If you are a long-term investor, I think this is a good opportunity to stay invested and beat FD return and inflation. Okay. So what does bull market? Money supply liquidity, yes. What is the current corporate debt levels? It's coming down actually. And fifth is supply chain. So again, when India is becoming a hub of supply chain, and slowly we are shifting from some supply chain is shifting from China to India. Some examples I've shared, like chemical world, if you see the contribution of China in world supply of chemicals is 60%. India was 3% in earlier, now it has increased to 6%. Imagine the runway we have ahead with us in terms of chemicals. Defense already we discussed last time in case of HCL. We are just 3% of the export market, and now we have target to increase it 6%. So last time we have exported on net importer, we have become net exporter 22,000 crores of defense exports we did. Okay, so this we should keep in mind that we have a huge runway ahead of us. Okay, it is how much correction can come. Very important question. So correction can be anytime 15 to 20, 30% correction can come. But at that point of time, same thing I told you, at every point there will be some stocks, or if you're in good quality stocks, those are the stocks which will bounce back faster compared to the index. And if you stay invested, because you can't time the market, correct? So if you're ready for 20, 30% correction, then you're in the right place, correct? You have that hard to stay, then you'll make very good returns, correct? So is it worth taking 20, 30% risk? You have to ask is considering returns on FDs versus inflation in India. Suppose you invest in FD, you get 7% return, and inflation is 6 to 7% nominal. The real is maybe around 10%. So you will not be able to beat inflation also if you are in FDs. So you have to ask yourself that whether if I move from equity and I go to FD, is it worth moving to FDs? Correct. So 20-30% correction, taking that risk, which will come in every 3-4 years. Is it worth taking that risk? You have to ask. Okay. So if you don't compound your wealth with more than FD returns, then obviously you're losing actually. Okay. So please keep this in mind. Okay. How stocks can help to outperform in the long run? So this I have removed. This is one data from PMS. I have removed the name of the PMS because generally we avoid to do some like take the name of the products. So you can see here someone who has invested 1 CR in this fund. 1 CR has become 12.6 CR now, and index has delivered 5.5x, 5 CR, correct? So outperformed almost 7x, 7 times more compared to your benchmark, correct? So, and if you come out, so see FY20, if you see FY20, what has happened is, if you would have come out, correct, you would have booked some 20% loss, correct? But if you just stayed, you have made 75% gain actually, correct? And then at this point, return was around 5x, and this was some 2.2x, correct? The fund was 5x. You just wait for another 3 years, it is 12x, correct? So that is the power of compounding. Once you have created a base, and then it will grow. Here it has not performed because here Adani stocks, metal and oil has performed. And FY19 was the year where SEBI came with the changes of small, mid and large cap. So they have done some changes, and that is where you see this underperformance. But overall, they stay away from Adani, metal, oil and gas. So whenever Adani, oil, metal and gas has outperformed, you see index has outperformed compared to this fund. So that's what I'm telling you. Whenever you have a quality stock, you will outperform in the long run. You need not worry about where markets are going. Okay. So very,
This is stock or fund that you have comparing with?
Equity stocks, group of stocks.
Okay, group of stocks. Okay.
Yeah. And I've taken a very, very conservative. If I take a very aggressive fund, then this return will be maybe somewhere around 17-18 crores, because in this, some 40-50 stocks are there in this fund. Okay. Like a mutual fund, you have 100 stocks. Here it is some 40-50 stocks are there. Okay. And it is a combination of large, small and mid cap, all three. So very, very well balanced. Okay. So conservative basically. That's why I have taken this example, that also has given so much good return if you have a good quality stocks in your portfolio, like that, rather than index. Okay. Like
Is it PMS now?
This is the PMS actually, one of the PMS. Anyone has any question in this? Take.
Okay.
So now, so that's it from my side. Anyone has? So I want to share one more insight. Thank you. I want to thank you all the group members, because with you in the learning, I learned a lot actually in the process. So this one chat I have posted here. Why I have posted, I'll just tell you, because I keep getting the questions, correct? So someone in May, market tanked actually. Okay. So someone posted me, market started tanking continuously. So I told yes, good morning, yes, correct, maybe good opportunity, difficult to time. So the moment I posted this, I replied to this one of my members. Okay. Immediately I thought that yes, market has corrected, and I am saying that maybe this is a good opportunity. Sometimes I also forget, but then what happened is that time I think I gave presentation on Raymond. So you can see around, this is around 10th May, correct? So 10th May, if you see, the Raymond was down actually from this breakout, came down. And I was able to add more Raymond after this reply. So sometimes, so whenever I give presentation, while in the process, I am learning actually. And when you ask questions, I am also learning. And it has really helped me to create a wealth actually. Okay. And distill my thought process. So I really want to thank from the bottom of my heart to all the group members for joining the sessions, helping me to grow in the process. Really, thank you. And this is a very good day to thank all of you, because today is Guru Purnima. So you are in a way, all group members are my guru, because I'm able to learn so much in the process. Okay. So thank you so much. Thank you. So I'll continue the journey in future also. Anyone wants to have any questions or anything, you can ask in my mail ID. I have mentioned here. Call, you can call me. So thank you so much. Anyone has any questions, you can just ask.
No questions, and wish you the same.
Thank you.
You also have been guru to us. You have been.
No. I'm learning actually. That's what I am learning actually.
We all are learning in the process.
I'm learning.
Yeah. Good.
Thank you.
Thank you so much,
Thank you.
Neeraj,
Thank you.
for a wonderful session.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Neeraj.
Thank you. Thank you all. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you all.
Well done.
Okay, I'll post in this YouTube or in the private channel. So YouTube, I'll post this. If anyone wants, they can just accept. You can share with your family and friends. Okay. Thank you. Thank you all of you. Thank you.
Okay, Nish, thank
Thank
you.
you.
Bye.
Thank you. Thank you.